My name is Joe Diard. I'm provost of the DMACC Newton campus. This short video is going to give you some more information about our new baking and pastry arts program that is starting in the fall of 2020 at the Newton campus. And with me today, I have Chef Ryan Binney.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about your training and experience as a certified executive pastry chef?
Started early in the industry when I was young. I was bit by the bug, I would say, of baking and pastry early on, starting in like food service type businesses, and then wanted to better myself and pursue the industry. So I went to Johnson & Wales University, got an associate's degree in baking and pastry arts. And then I stayed, and they had a 2+2 program, so I stayed and got a bachelor's in food service entrepreneurship. Got, immersed in the baking industry. Decided eventually I wanted to own my own business. I went to work in Boston after graduating. Worked at some really nice hotels, got some really good experience there, and then moved to the Des Moines area, and got quite a bit of experience here in this area. Basically became certified by the ACF last year. So I went through the process of applying. They had a practical exam and a written exam. Both were very difficult, and got through that process. So I'm now a certified executive pastry chef through the ACF. So
Great. And did I read somewhere that one of your mentors or one of your instructors now works at Mandalay Bay and is in the field?
Christophe Fate was one chef that I worked under in Boston at Le Méridien Hotel. Very well known in the pastry world. He's coached for the Olympic pastry Olympic team, and he is currently the pastry chef at Mandalay Bay.
So, Chef, how many certified executive pastry chefs does DMACC have on staff?
To my knowledge, I'm the only one.
All right.
Yeah.
And how many would you say are in the state?
I would say I think there are a couple hundred in the whole country. So I would say I'm not exactly sure in Iowa how many there are, but I don't think there are very many.
Very many.
Yeah.
So, what do careers in baking look like?
It's a really great business to be in. I've enjoyed it very much. I've never really faltered or questioned going into the business. It's nice because people always have to eat, so I know I always have work. But there's a lot of really cool and interesting facets of the industry. Obviously the hotel industry is really big, and I tell most people that at some point in their career they should work at a hotel just to learn that and have that experience. And but there's cruise ships, there's caterers, there's corporate chef, where you can work for a large corporation testing recipes and that type of thing. There's really a lot of interesting avenues that you can get into and be successful in.
Once the students complete the baking diploma, is there other training available?
Schooling really just kind of gives you the base point to build your career off of. You really start learning when you get in the industry and start working, and we make things once or twice in class, but when you get out in the industry you make it 1,000 times, and then that's when you really solidify what you've learned.
So the Baking and Pastry Arts program is part of the Iowa Culinary Institute. How does it fit in with the other degrees that DMACC offers in culinary arts?
So the baking diploma is very similar to the culinary diploma, other than there are 6 labs that are specific to culinary and 6 different labs that are specific to baking. So if someone has a culinary diploma or the AAS degree, they can just take those 6 labs and then have a dual diploma. Vice versa, if someone takes the baking diploma and decides that they would like to learn culinary as well, they can then take those 6 culinary labs in Ankeny and then have a dual diploma as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Can you go through, the program is a 1-year diploma program, Can you kind of talk about the first term classes and what students will be doing?
Sure. Yeah. So the first term, the two baking specific labs is fundamentals of baking, which is where we go through all of the ingredients in really great detail, like wheat and sugar and eggs and all of the different ingredients and their composition and makeup, and then we'll go through what happens when you combine those ingredients and you apply heat, or you have different reactions. It's a lot of the science of cooking or baking. We'll do some science experiments, where we'll make adjustments to formulas and see what reactions happen. We'll leave ingredients out or substitute ingredients and kind of see what those reactions are. The other class is artisan breads, which is where we'll go through all of the different yeast doughs. So we'll do, your lean doughs, sourdoughs, rich doughs like brioche and challah and those types of things. And we'll do a variety of different loaves and rolls and different breads.
Okay. And what about the second term?
So the spring term would be plated desserts, which will focus on the artistic presentations you see in high-end restaurants, where you'll have multi-component dessert plates with real artistic presentations, a lot of garnishes, sauces. We'll also go through soufflés, which is a plated dessert, and then that will also cover your frozen desserts, so ice cream, sorbets, granitas, those types of items. It's a really fun class, and it's it's nice to be able to put an artistic spin on the things that we're making. Also, international pastries, which is the class where we'll focus on different pastries from around the world. Obviously, a large emphasis is on French pastries. There'll be, we'll do croissants, Danish. We'll do like mini pastries like petit-fours and cream puffs and eclairs and different items as well. So that'll be the main pastry section. And then the summer classes will be chocolate and sugar, which will be where we do showpieces and garnish work using chocolate and sugar as a medium. We'll also do pastillage, which is a sugar dough that hardens, and you can make showpieces from it as well. And then we'll also have cake decorating in the summer, so that'll be where we'll do birthday cakes, theme cakes, wedding cakes. A lot of emphasis on piping detail, how to pipe and keep your decoration steady and all of that, and piping with chocolate and buttercream and different mediums.
You're getting some real industrial sort of state-of-the-art equipment for this program. Can you talk about what's the equipment like the students will be using?
Sure. So we took a lot of care in choosing the equipment that we're going to have in the kitchen. We tried to base it on equipment that students will be using when they get into the industry. We're using some deck ovens, large stone deck ovens that will do some of the breads in those ovens. We also have a rotating rack oven, which is similar to what some of the large scale like Hy-Vee uses, and whereas it will bake an entire rack of pastries at one time. We're getting in a spiral mixer, which is able to handle 160 pounds of dough at a time. So it's a pretty, a large scale bread mixer. And then we have a dough sheeter as well, which is used for rolling out large quantities of doughs. So that way students learn how to do high capacity baking, which is really, really important. And I think that's kind of what is going to set us apart, is that students will learn and be able to operate those pieces of equipment, and then they'll be ready to work in the industry with them.
Great.
Yeah.
Is there a work-based learning component to the program?
There is a work experience course that's part of the program. They'll be able to experience a real life environment where they're making products for the public. As part of those courses, there'll be buffet presentations that'll be set up as well. So we're planning on bringing the public into those when the students will set up a bread display so as part of their practical exams, they'll create displays of their product that they make. And so I'm really looking forward to being able to bring the public in to be able to sample and see those products.
Right. All right, well, Chef, I just wanted to wrap up by saying we are extremely proud of the work you do with your students, and we're really looking forward to the baking program. So thanks for taking time to talk with me.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.